Hi everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. Do you ever find that you want a little something sweet, yet you're trying to be good and you're not really sure what to make? Well, I decided that I would find a good recipe to make sponge cake. And then I would top it with some strawberries or banana or banana and some Cool Whip. So that's what we're going to make today. We're going to make a sponge cake, and you'll note that, so let me just say this, if you're cooking for a large group of people, then you just want to use like a 9x13 pan. What I have found, and I've started doing this often, is I will divide out my cake. If I'm making even a yellow cake or anything, I'll do either 2 rounds or 2 squares, because then you can freeze the other and pull it out at some later date, and you just let it you put it in the refrigerator and just let it unfreeze on its own. You don't put anything else, put it in the oven or microwave, nothing. So this has worked so well for me that it's become my staple. So pretty simple recipe here. It involves eggs, and the whole thing with this recipe is about the timing and when you put things in. So we're going to put the eggs in, and we're going to actually time it. We're going to beat it for just about 3 minutes, and then we're going to add the sugar, and then we're going to add, after this does its thing on using the KitchenAid, then we'll hand mix the flour, there's salt and baking powder here. And then once we mix that in, then we'll add the liquid ingredients. I'm using almond milk, butter, and then here's our vanilla. Okay, so let's go on and get started. We're gonna take and put the 4 eggs. And again, of course, as always, I'll put the measurements in the comment section. And we're gonna just get it going. We're gonna let it, I'm gonna actually time this for just about 3 minutes. I want it to go on high for just about 3 minutes. So again, I try not to deny the little sweet urges that I have, but I try to find ways to do the best I can with it. Okay, so let's go off camera, let's let this do its thing, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we've had this beating for 3 minutes. I literally timed it, and you'll see that it's kind of thick. The nice thing about using kind of the stand mixer is that you're not sitting there, but you do want to make sure it is, it's got that, it's going. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our sugar. Gonna let it do its thing, and then we're going to let this beat for 5 minutes. Let me get my time right. And the whole thing about sponge cake, it's this texture, right? So that's why you have to let these do its thing in the time that it takes, and then you're good to go. So let's let it do its thing, and we'll come back. And I will go on and actually pour the salt and baking powder in here, so when it all goes in, it'll mix in as well. Okay. This is going to be nice and fluffy and spongy. Lovely. Then I won't feel so guilty about eating it. It'll be my earned dessert. Okay, nice. It's all about the consistency, right? That's really what makes this dish different from just kind of your, a yellow cake or anything like that. All right, so we've got this out of the way. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to continue stirring this, but I'm going to warm up my milk. So let's put that in the microwave now, and let's warm this up for just 1 minute. We want it to be bubbly because we need it to melt our butter. So while it's doing that, I'm going to continue to stir, and then we'll put the butter and the vanilla together, and then we'll pour it in here with the rest of this doughy kind of, mixture. It's kind of interesting. It's taking some muscle too. It's reminding me that it's looking a little bit like the beginnings of bread. So if you've made bread, you'll know what I mean. But we're gonna add those liquids so that'll do something for it, okay? All right, so we're good here. We need to get our liquids in to do the rest of the job. So let's just do that here. Check on our milk. Let's put this here for now. Okay, see, as fast as I said that, it was ready. Okay, so we've got the milk. Now we're going to put the butter in with the warm milk so it can melt. And then this is also vanilla. So we're gonna mix the vanilla in as well. So we're gonna just kind of stir this until the butter melts and it's doing its thing. So this is gonna take just a little bit. So we'll come back once the butter kind of melts all the way. And I've just splashed it on me. Yeah. All right, let's give it some time to melt, okay? We'll be back. Okay, so I think the reason why my butter took a little longer is because I took it like just out of the refrigerator. So I think if you just take it out of the refrigerator, you're gonna need the milk to stay in maybe about a minute and a half, and that should do the trick to get it hot enough. If you have room temperature, then it should melt in about a minute. So we're gonna go on and we're gonna add the liquids now. Just put some of it in and then start mixing this by hand. And one of the things I've already done, so you may notice I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And then I also greased and floured my pans. So that's what you see right here. They're all ready for me to go once I get the rest of this concoction in there. So I'm just gonna pour the rest like so. Give it a good mix. And then we will pour it in the pans. And you're going to, again, if you're using a 9 by 13, you're going to obviously keep it in the oven longer than mine. And as I've said on plenty of occasions, when you're baking, you in fact might have to go a little longer or shorter in the time because everyone's oven is different. So what I'm going to do is for these two, I'm going to check it after 15 minutes. My guess is going to take probably about 20 minutes, maybe a little less or a little more, but we'll see. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Let's pour this now. Make sure everything is mixed nicely, and it is. And I'll just pour this evenly between the two pans, and then we will put it in the oven. Okay, let's see how that was. Let's try putting the rest in here. Again, you're eyeballing it, you know. It always happens. One is always slightly bigger than the other, but that's okay. You're doing the best you can. And besides, you're making homemade sponge cake. So nobody should be complaining. No one. All right, this is kind of the end of it. So we're gonna now take it and let's look at this very last little drop here. We're going to put it in the oven and we're gonna take a look at it once it comes out, all right? Let's put it in the oven. All right, we're back. Look how good these look. They look so delicious. So what I'm gonna do, I actually let them cool. So it's no other way I would have been able to open it. And this is why I do them separately. I make two because then I can always go back for it later on and it's perfectly fine. So I put it in these aluminum pans like this, and it's big enough to just slide into one of the gallon freezer bags. And then what's gonna happen is I'm going to zip this up. I'm gonna put it in my deep freeze. And when I'm ready when I'm ready to eat this, I don't have to make everything all over again. Voila, I will have it ready. So I wanted you to see that little trick. And again, if you make these in the rounds, whatever you want. All right, so now it's time to give a little taste. So I'm gonna just kind of cut a piece like so. And see, this is just enough. You don't feel like you're cheating. Obviously, you can have more if you want. I guess you can have more. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of a few strawberries to it, like so. I love strawberries. And for my new folks, you know, strawberries and pineapple and bananas. You can put bananas if you want. All are considered green, so I'm gonna enjoy myself. So there we have it, and then a little dollop of just Cool Whip, right? You can do Ready Whip, whatever you want. All right, let's take a bite, and we're going to get a little strawberry and Cool Whip and sponge cake. Let's have a bite. Mmm. And the texture is perfect. Very airy, very light. This is really delicious. All right, I'm not gonna take another bite. My husband always says, Shelley, just go with one bite. But I'm anxious to finish this, so try it out. I hope you like it as much as I do. In terms of the oven, again, it'll vary. You know, I would put it in for 20 minutes, check it, add another 5 minutes if you need, 25 minutes. And if it needs to go a little longer, it might even need to go to 30 minutes. So just check it based upon, and if you're not sure how to do it, you can take a toothpick and put it in the cake. And if it comes out without crumbs on it, you're good to go. Or if it looks as golden gorgeous as this, then you know it's done. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this helpful, please share it on your social media sites. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, just click on the little circle with my picture, and I come out with an episode every other week. Some kind of recipe that's very simple. I think you would agree that this was something delicious and a healthier spin on it. So thanks again. Bye.